My name is Carly. Joining me on stage today, we've got Jessie. Jessie and I, we are going to be your flight attendants for today's show. Jessie and I, we are with the American Eagle Foundation. And actually, today we're celebrating a very special day for us. Today is June 20th, and that is American Eagle Day. So American Eagle Day was first celebrated in 1995 to help celebrate the fact that we chose the bald eagle as a nation symbol. We'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end of our show. Even though we're called the American Eagle Foundation, we care for so much more than just bald eagles. At today's show, you will see 2 eagles. We also see some hawks, some owls, a falcon, and even everyone's favorite, a vulture. And we're going to be walking and flying some of these birds up and down these aisleways, bringing them closer to you than you've ever seen them before. Before we can officially get started, we do have a few safety precautions, and Jessie is going to cover those.
Hello, everyone. Or should I say, hey, y'all. Our main concern in the theater is food. Your drinks are totally fine, but our birds are trained to fly to food, so please keep yours covered and put away at all times. We would like to remind everyone that these birds are not our pets. They are predators. So as we are walking up and down the aisles, please refrain from trying to reach out and grab them. They do have sharp talons that would love to grab you back. At this time, please silence your cell phones and turn off the flash on your camera, but feel free to take as many pictures, videos, or silly selfies as you would like. Here at the American Eagle Foundation, we think our birds are pretty well trained, but there is one aspect of training that we have not mastered yet, and that is potty training. So, if one of our birds does decide to fly from our glove up into the rafters, don't look up with your mouth open for too long, because this may be a trip to Dollywood you don't want to ride home that long. So, even though it's hot and muggy, I feel like this is going to be a great show, but I need your guys' help. Our birds run on enthusiasm, so we're going to need you to be as enthusiastic as possible. So how many of you are ready to start the show?
Alright, so before we bring out our first bird, got a quick question to ask all of you. How many of you have ever been sitting on your back porch at night, or maybe watching a scary movie, and you heard an eerie sound that goes something like this? Any guys ever hear anything like that? Oh, a lot of hands raised. Good, good. Well, then you should be pretty familiar with our first bird coming out, which is our incredible great horned owl, Owlice. I don't know if you guys just heard her, but she just hooted as she came out. So Owlice here, she is our female great horned owl, which is one of the largest types of owls found here in Tennessee. Now Owlice here, she is a non-releasable bird. In a moment, I'll have you guys try and figure out why. You guys see any differences that might make her non-releasable? Owlice is actually missing her left eye. For most of her time here with us at the American Eagle Foundation, Owlice had a very severe cataract in that eye. Recently, we noticed it was causing her a lot of pain, so in order to spare her some suffering, our veterinarians at the University of Tennessee did choose to remove that eye. But hey, don't feel too bad for her. She made a complete recovery. She's back to her usual feisty self. Also, I love about Owlice, check out her feet. Her feet are as powerful as they are big, which enable a great horned owl to seize and capture large prey items, such as possums, raccoons, foxes, lynx, and weasels. And the great horned owl is one of the few birds of prey known to dine on a very fragrant dish. Skunks. Oh yeah, smelly, smelly skunks. It's a good thing as an owl doesn't have a good sense of smell. The great horned owl is also capable of eating prickly porcupines. This incredible hunter is fearless. So because of this, they're sometimes called the flying tiger. Great horned owl truly does reign undisputed as the king Give it a squeeze as hard as you can, but don't hurt yourself. Right now, you're putting up an average of about 40 pounds of pressure per squinch in your fist. However, a great horned owl like Owlice can do about 400 pounds of pressure in their feet and talons. That's 10 times greater than us. And some reports say that an eagle, like a bald eagle, can do over 1,000 pounds of pressure in their feet and talons alone. So that tells you guys something. It tells you that you definitely do not want to mess with these birds. And I am very grateful to have this big glove to protect my hands. Now, great horned owls do nest fairly early, usually mid-December into January. They will usually build their own nests. Instead, they use the hollows of trees, large stick piles, and abandoned hawk nest nesting sites. Those will stay with the family for several months until they're able to fly on their own, hunt on their own, and hopefully the following year start a family of their own. Now, Owlice here, she's been one of our long-term residents of our facility. She came to us in 2001. And she's also been one of our favorites at our shows for all those years. We estimate her to be right around 19 or 20 years of age. But dare I say it, over all those years, we do think Owlice does an outstanding job. So give it up for our great horned owl, Owlice. Now, do we have any owl lovers in our audience today? Her agility and speed. So, please welcome out the cute and very, very ferocious Aleda, our American kestrel. That was a great reaction, you guys.
What is it?
Now, with most birds of prey, the only way to tell the difference between the males and the females is that the girls are actually larger than the boys. Let's talk about girl power, right, ladies? Woohoo! Sorry, guys. But for the American kestrel, these are also one of the few vectors that do have a bit of a color difference. So female kestrels, like Aleda here, will have brown striped wings, but male kestrels will have blue-gray wings. So do you guys see those little lines on her wings? Those little dark brown lines? It definitely makes her a girl bird. Also, on Aleda, check out those markings underneath her eyes. We have a fun name for those markings. We call those mustache marks. They serve a purpose very similar to markings found under the eyes of football and baseball players. But they have to protect Aleda's eyes from the glare of the sun. Now, don't let Aleda's small size fool you. American kestrels are fierce. And of course, they're pretty fast. A kestrel can fly at speeds approaching 60, even 70 miles per hour. They use that quick speed to help them catch their favorite foods, such as small birds, mammals. But a good majority of their diet, insects, and also their favorite food, mice. If you want a good idea of how fast a kestrel can fly, well, go ahead and ride a Wild Eagle roller coaster. That goes about 70 miles per hour. Now, like most birds of prey, American kestrels do have incredible eyesight. But they also have the advantage of being able to see ultraviolet light. Now, let me explain that ultraviolet light just a little bit further. Like I said, their favorite food is mice. Yeah, mice. So they have a little bit of a weakness. Their bladders are very, very tiny. So mice can't really hold it. So as the mouse is traveling through the grass, they constantly leave behind a little trail of urine. But I know it's pretty gross. Fun fact for you guys, urine reflects ultraviolet light. So an American kestrel like Aleda here, she can actually see the trail of urine that's behind by a mouse, and she can follow it like a GPS, and it's straight towards her next meal. American kestrels are one of Mother Nature's most perfect predators. They do face a very serious threat in the form of environmental toxins and poisons. When a well-meaning homeowner decides to use rodent poison in their house or home, unfortunately, many kestrels and other birds of prey can be harmed, even killed by the use of that poison. When a mouse eats poison bait, they don't always die immediately. Instead, they might wander out in the open, acting very slow and very sick. But they can then make a very easy meal for a hungry kestrel, owl, hawk, or even your cats or dogs. So one way to help these birds out in the wild, don't use rodent poison, especially decon. Instead, prevention. Seal off holes in the walls and floors of your house and home. Keep all food stored away in bird-proof containers. And even clear away brush piles from your yard. However, a healthy population of kestrels, owls, hawks, and other birds of prey should do the work for you by serving as Mother Nature's best pest control team. Now, if you thought our Screech owls were tiny, it's actually Aleda here who is the smallest bird in our show. Aleda weighs in at only 4 ounces. So give it up for our fast and furious Falcon, Miss Aleda. Now with our next bird, you're going to be walking and flying that bird, possibly outnumber the audience too, and she's a little bit bigger than Aleda. So once again, please not reach up or out to touch our next bird as she walks by. Now, believe it or not, our next bird is also one of the more intelligent birds you'll see in our show today. She is commonly called Buzzard, but she is correctly called Vulture. So with brains of her beauty, we'd like you all to welcome out our beautiful black vulture, Buzz. She's a little shy, she might need a bit of encouragement here. Go ahead, give her a hand. Here she is. So Buzz, like I said, is called a black vulture. But it's one of 2 types of vulture species found here in our area. Of course, the other one being the more familiar turkey vulture with their bright red head. Now, Buzz is a good example of what we call a human-imprinted bird, or a bird that was taken from her nest at a very early age and hand-raised by humans. Therefore, Buzz here does not see herself as a black vulture, but instead she sees herself as a very handsome, bald-headed man. Every time Buzz takes off of my glove, or takes off of Jessie's glove, I notice her making a little bit of a grunting noise. Have you heard that grunt there? That was a really good one. Vultures actually lack a voice box. So really the only types of sounds they able to make are grunts and hisses. And as Buzz is flying, her wings make so much noise. Buzz here is definitely not a silent flying bird. So Buzz would not be able to speak up on her prey. So it is lucky for her that as a vulture, what she's eating is already dead. Buzz also has one of my favorite stories about all of our birds in our show today. For many, many years, we referred to her as a very handsome, bald-headed man, until she laid her very first egg. So now she's a beautiful, bald-headed lady. You know, I've probably noticed that she's got those nice, long, chicken-like legs. Those legs are made for walking and strutting her stuff and showing off her charm. So unlike most birds of prey, vultures actually have very weak feet. They're not able to grip or grasp onto prey that might struggle, wiggle, or put up much of a fight. Buzz is also one of the oldest birds we have in our show. Buzz is actually a very impressive 33 years old this year. And we think that's pretty good for one of our black vultures. Now, many people don't have a good public opinion of vultures. I think these birds are ugly, nasty, stupid, or they carry diseases. But none of those things are true. Actually, they're very graceful and beneficial parts of our ecosystem. Let's go ahead and give it up for our gorgeous black beauty. Buzz is also one of my favorite birds in our show, so not to be a little biased, but I think she's pretty cool. Now, our next bird that will be coming out will be entering the theater from the top of this wall. So if you'd like to get a nice photo or video of that bird, focus your cameras at that location. Our next bird is one of the most common birds of prey found here in Tennessee. She's bulky, she's broad-winged, and she's well designed for an effortless soaring flight. This next bird seems unfazed by living and even in considerable human activity. She can often be found living in nesting and large cities, suburbs, and on farmlands. And any long car ride, undoubtedly some of you have spotted this next bird sitting on trees, on top of signs, even fence posts. She is commonly called the chicken hawk. But that's not really a name that she really deserves, as she would rarely eat chickens. Instead, she's more of a rodent specialist, and so she is correctly called the red-tailed hawk. Please welcome out our beautiful red-tailed hawk, Jessie. And you might have noticed that we do have bird Jessie and a human Jessie. It does get very confusing sometimes. As Jessie shows off her climb, check out her beautiful red tail. This is of course where the red-tailed hawk gets their name. They don't get that red tail till they're about 1.5 years of age. Now the term Hawkeyes, that definitely applies to Jessie here. This is if Jessie could read, she could read the headlines of a newspaper from half a mile up to a mile away. Red-tailed hawks live more than just fruits. They also eat various mammals, reptiles, birds, even venomous snakes. They range from Maine all the way into Mexico, where they hunt in open farmlands along with mountainous areas. There are probably well over 1 million red-tailed hawks in the United States alone. But like most birds of prey, they actually do have a very difficult first year. Anywhere from 20 to 80% of first-year birds will actually die. This is due to a lack of known how to hunt for food, starvation, or closeness with man-made objects, such as barbed wire fences, buildings, power lines, even automobiles. But these are all accidents. These are the things that we cannot prevent. The things we can prevent include illegal shootings, poisonings, and human persecution. You see, red-tailed hawks eat a lot of rodents. And of course, rodents do have a very high reproductive rate. So look for birds like Jessie, a red-tailed hawk, our great horned owl, Owlice, our kestrel, Aleda, or our two screech owls. Then our world would quickly be overrun with millions and millions of mice and rats. So it's easy to see the crucial role that these birds do play in the natural scheme of things. And Jessie here is another one of our long-term residents of our show. This is Jessie's 21st season doing shows with us. So she is 23 years old this year. And dare I say, we think she is our most talented addition to our show. So Jessie here, she thinks she's pretty big. She thinks she's pretty bad. She's not even our biggest star of our show. Everyone please keep your cameras out and ready. In a moment, we'll be bringing out our next two additions to our show. But hey, for now, how about a big round of applause for our gorgeous red-tailed hawk, Jessie.
This is Tecumseh. I'm going to need your help on this one because if you've walked by Tecumseh's door today, you may have noticed a special sign on his back wall. Tecumseh is celebrating a 40th birthday. So, he actually turned 40 years old on April 28th, but since Dollywood was closed, we thought that it would be a perfect opportunity to celebrate him year-round like he deserves. So if you would help me on the count of 3, wish happy birthday to Mr. Tecumseh here. I'm sure he would appreciate it. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday. Golden eagles get their name from those beautiful golden feathers found on the back of their heads and necks. They prefer to eat more of a medium-sized prey such as rabbits, grouse, squirrels, even rattlesnakes. But it's not uncommon to see them hunting in pairs to take down larger prey such as foxes, deer, and mountain goats. They use stealth-like tactics to cut off their prey's means of escape and use the sun to blind their prey for an easier catch. These hunting tactics did not go unnoticed by the Native Americans of the Great Plains. Feathers from eagles are often given to warriors for bravery, and the long flowing headdress of a Native American chief represents a lifetime of valor. In Judeo-Christian beliefs, eagles are symbolically mentioned in Old and New Testaments, such as in Isaiah 40:31, they shall rise up on wings of eagles. Throughout history, eagles have inspired many cultures and religions throughout the world. Harley will be out with our nation's living symbol in just a moment, but for now, how about a round of applause for our birthday boy, Tecumseh.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our living symbol of what America stands for: freedom. courage, strength, spirit, and independence. The bald eagle.
Go ahead, with my hand. It's very handsome, isn't he? I would like to introduce all of you to America, our 32-year-old male bald eagle. But why am I calling America bald? He's got feathers on top of his head. He's not bald. Well, bald refers to an old English word that simply means white-headed. The head and tail feathers of these birds turn white at about 5 years of age. Before this, they're an all-brown color from head to toe, which indicates immaturity. The bald eagle was chosen as our nation symbol on June 20th, 1782. So that is what we're celebrating today. Today, on American Eagle Day, we're celebrating the choice of the bald eagle as our nation's symbol. Bald eagles are residents of North America. They like to live near lakes, rivers, and oceans. They can hunt for their favorite food, fish. They also eat waterfowl, various mammals, reptiles, even scavenge for carrion, which does make up a large majority of their diet. Even though bald eagles were chosen as our nation's symbol, bald eagle populations still suffered. In the 1960s and 70s, bald eagle populations faced serious declines due to a variety of factors: environmental toxins, habitat loss, the widespread use of the pesticide DDT, and illegal shootings and poaching. To address these concerns, in 1973, the Endangered Species Act was created. This act provided additional protections for birds such as the California condor, the peregrine falcon, and most notably, the bald eagle. Other conservation efforts included environmental cleanup campaigns, habitat restoration projects, the banning of DDT, and captive breeding and release programs, like our very own program right here at Dollywood. Over on Eagle Mountain Sanctuary, we care for 18 non-releasable bald eagles. All these birds came to us with life-threatening injuries, and they can no longer return to the wild on their own. But also housed here at Dollywood, we do have one breeding pair of bald eagles. And every spring, those birds will lay eggs, raise chicks, and we will release those chicks into the wild. As a matter of fact, this past spring we did have one baby eagle here at Dollywood. That chick is currently getting set up for their release next month. When that bird is released, it will make 177 bald eagles released into the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. The bald eagle is a true conservation success story. Once facing near extinction in the 1960s and 70s, and with over 40 years worth of conservation efforts, the bald eagle is no longer considered endangered. In fact, they were removed from the endangered species list in 2007. So if you'd like to learn more about what we do at the American Eagle Foundation, or if you'd like to learn more about American Eagle Day, one way to do that is to go to our website, eagles.org. All day today we're doing some special online streaming, so if you would like to learn more about that, visit our website, or check out our Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram pages at aefeagles.org. And actually, at some point today, we are going to do a live stream of one of our bald eagle releases, so definitely feel free to check that out. The American Eagle Foundation is very proud of the role we played in helping bring this bird back from the brink of extinction. So Dollywood and the American Eagle Foundation are proud to share with you our nation's living symbol. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for coming to see our show and being such a great audience. But don't go anywhere just yet. We have one more bird coming out. I'll let Jessie introduce you to our next charming little guy.
This is Friar Tuck. Friar Tuck's a little wet right now because I walked in right after he had gotten a bath. But he is a 15-year-old African pied crow with a very important job here at our Wings of America Bird Show. He helps us collect donations. The American Eagle Foundation is a non-profit organization, so any donation that you give goes right back into the care of our beautiful birds. If you would like to come up and give Tuck a donation after the show, please feel free to do so. We just ask that you do not give him change, as he may swallow it, And we also ask that you form a line starting at the corner of the theater around the front using social distancing guidelines. If you'd like to come and give Tuck a donation, just simply fold your bill in half like this, hand it to Tuck at arm's length. He will then take it from you and tuck it into his box.